gun game.
Hola Amigos, and welcome back to another episode of The Casual Gamer. FM Radio TX here, and I wanted to share with y'all the very first wager match that I played, and I happened to be recording, and it turned out to be a good game. But this is something new, part of Call of Duty Black Ops that Treyarch actually introduced, and I think it's a lot of fun. It's definitely a new experience in the Call of Duty world. So let's get to the basics. As the name implies, wager match is actually a form of gambling within the game. One of the new things about Call of Duty Black Ops is that you actually get, along with experience, you get money, COD credits that you can use to purchase weapons and upgrades for any particular weapon that you get after you have unlocked them per your level requirements. So this wager match system allows you to put those credits on the line in a form of gambling. So you ante up, you pay to play, and if you finish the game in the money, which is going to be places 1, 2, or 3, you get to take home some winnings, and you will get back, unless you're tied for one of those places, you will get back more than what you paid to play. And that's a great way to get those extra credits that you need to be able to purchase that extra face paint or the attachment that you just gotta have. Gun game, in my opinion, is by far the most balanced and the most fun of the new wager match game types to play. The rules are simple. It's a game of weapon progression. There are 20 different weapons, all varying in power, skill, and mobility that you move up the scale in. So as you get a kill, you progress to the next tier and you use arguably a better weapon. So the reason why I like gun game more as opposed to the other wager matches is because it's the same 20 guns every time. So you know what to expect. And it really becomes a game more of skill and the ability to use the weapons as opposed to a random selection of weapons that you get given, which would be like a Sharpshooter, which is another game mode that I'll post some videos up of a little later. So yes, it's still gambling, but it's a little bit of a safer form of gambling, in my opinion. And it's a little less nerve-wracking than, say, Sharpshooter, when you never know what you're going to get or the combination or the attachments, and it can just make for some very interesting games, especially since the maps are a lot smaller in the wager matches because they're free-for-all, so they're not these huge expansive maps. And the smaller maps actually make it a lot more difficult to use the next two weapons, this current weapon and then the next weapon that's on the weapon cycle. Make them very difficult to use because they're sniper rifles, which is really cool. I think it's awesome that they added that, but it's really hard to use them, especially since you have to pretty much quickscope. And I've never been really good at quickscoping, and then I've heard, and I can speak from a little bit of experience, it's a little more difficult to quickscope in Black Ops than it was in Modern Warfare 2. This next part of the video coming up is yet another classic FM Radio TX epic fail. Boom. Humiliated. So, since it just happened, now would be a good time to actually talk about humiliation in gun game. There are two ways to get humiliated in gun game. The first of which is, as you saw right there with the rocket launchers, killing yourself. And if you manage to kill yourself with a rocket launcher, you actually move down one weapon in the weapon tier. The other way to get humiliated is actually by being stabbed by an opposing, well, I guess everybody's opposing, it's free for all, but by getting stabbed by another person on the map. So knowing when to strategically humiliate another player can really work to your benefit. So if you notice on the mini-map, when somebody fires a weapon, they show up. Well, the person who is in first place, which has been me the whole game, but the person who's in first place actually shows up as a gold dot instead of a red dot. So if you happen to see that you are next to the gold dot, it might be in your best interest to actually stab them as opposed to killing them with your weapon and moving up on the weapon tier. So I kind of like that because it really inspires you and it really moves you to be more strategic, not just about running and gunning and trying to rack up the 20 kills first, but knowing when to use the situation to your advantage is another aspect of the actual game. So the last two weapons in gun game are by far the coolest. First of which is the crossbow, number 19, and then after that, boom, the ballistic knife. Two new additions to the Call of Duty series that I think are really fun, but I know especially with the ballistic knife, just really hard to use. And actually, as a testament to that, the next 2 minutes of the game are actually me running around trying to get that last kill with the ballistic knife and just failing and failing and failing. It was the first time I had used the weapon. I don't remember using it in the campaign, and then so I jump into a gun game, and then there it is, and I'm trying to get that last kill. And I tried to be slick about it. I thought, well, maybe if I stab that person, it'll count. Nope, it didn't. So you actually have to kill them with the knife projectile. And I guess I just need to use it more just to feel more comfortable with it. I'll probably end up unlocking it in the actual multiplayer, not the wager matches, but in the multiplayer, just so I can get some more practice with it. But I think it's actually, the ballistic knife is actually more difficult to use than the tomahawk, and I know that the tomahawk can be very difficult to use. I'm not one of those people that can actually throw the tomahawk across the map and get that random bounce kill off a wall that hit somebody in the pinky toe and maimed them. But you know, I do a decent job with the tomahawk, but I just blow with the ballistic knife. Well, that's gun game in a nutshell, so I'm going to start to wrap things up. As always, thank you for checking out the vids. Thank you for checking out the channel. Appreciate all your support. It's a lot of fun to do this, and it's time consuming to get the editing done, but I really enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. So if any of y'all have any tips on what I can do better with this damn ballistics knife, I just blow with it, please go ahead and put those in the comments section. Be sure and subscribe to the channel, www.youtube.com/fmradiotx. If you like what you see, please stop by. I'll be posting more vids. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you on the flip side. Peace.